Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing the opposite of a video that I put up a couple days ago. I put up a video of the top 10 purchases so far in 2021 that I am absolutely loving. I'm so glad I purchased them. They're working out for me. They're great, awesome. I will have that video linked down below in case you missed it. But today we're going to flip the coin and we're going to talk about the top 10 items that I unfortunately kind of regret buying so far in 2021. Before we get started, don't forget I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday for you guys. And lately I'm trying to do a lot more than that. If you like this video while you're watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. And other than that, if you're excited and you want to hear about my items that I regret buying so far, then let's go ahead and get started. So just like my top 10 video, I'm not ranking these. I'm just going to talk about them in really no particular order. And these are just all products that they either didn't work out for me, they didn't perform as well as I necessarily thought they were going to, or maybe I just really didn't need them and I could have thought through the process a little bit harder and been like, you probably don't need to purchase that, or they just didn't impress me as much as I thought they were going to. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Nabla bronzer. I went ahead and picked up the shade Ambra. This is their Skin Bronzing Sun-Kissed Effect Bronzer Powder. So again, I got the shade Ambra, which is the lightest one. I purchased this bronzer because I have their highlight in the shade Ozone, and it is one of my favorite highlights ever. I'm obsessed with that highlight. So in my mind, I thought, okay, Emily, if you like the highlight so much, you're gonna love the bronzer, right? I don't know, they're two different products, but in my mind, I kind of correlated them together. And I don't love this, I really don't. I think one of the reasons why I'm not as in love with this as I thought I was going to be is because it is a fairly light shade. And so I have to really, really build it up. The highlight, I don't have to build up. It just goes on, it's beautiful, it's stunning, it's blinding, and it's not buildable. This is very, very buildable, and I just wasn't really expecting that. And because I have to build it so much, it just ends up just kind of looking a little bit heavy on my skin for a bronzer. And I'm not gonna return this. Like, it's past the time now. I bought this a while ago. It's not like it's so bad I'm gonna return it or not use it. I think I'll definitely get a lot more use out of this in the winter time when I'm a lot more fair than I am right now. So hopefully it'll like show up a little bit better, but I also like bought it a couple months ago in the winter time when I was fair. So I don't know. I just don't love this as much as I was hoping I was going to. Next up, we have the M Cosmetics. This is I think this is their Quartz lip gloss, and it's in the shade Morning Dew. I just don't need this. It's a clear gloss. It's just a clear gloss. It doesn't really do a whole lot to the lips. It's pretty on the lips. It is very glossy and gets rid of like the lines on my lips and all of that, but I don't really reach for clear glosses very often. Usually if I'm going to put a gloss on top, it's going to be either one of my Dose of Colors glosses that has a little bit of pigmentation to it, or my Fenty glosses to just add a little extra like shine and sparkle. But to actually like use a clear gloss on top of something, I don't use very often, and I don't use clear glosses by themselves very often. I do have kind of like a little bit more of a sheer gloss on today. It's one of the Tower 28 Shine On Lip Jellies in the shade Fire, just because I had this like kind of bold eye going on, so I did want a little bit more of a subdued look. But again, if I'm going for a more subdued look like this, I'm going to reach for one of those like Tower 28 glosses that have a little hint of shade and color to them. It wasn't the cheapest. I think it was like $20. I know M Cosmetics is kind of pricey, but yeah, I just didn't need this. And I when I was buying it, I like remember thinking, Emily, do you need that gloss? Probably not, but I just heard so many good reviews about it, so I decided to pick it up, and I think I've used it like maybe 2 times. Also, really quickly before we move on, if you like this look I've got going on right now, it is part of my 1 week 1 palette with the Give Me Glow Pastel Dreams palette. I am in the process of filming that, so this is one of the looks. Be on the lookout for that. It should be up very, very soon for you guys. Moving on to number 3, I have the Tarte Creamy Shape Tape. So when they launched this, when they were talking about launching this, and I first heard of them releasing a creamy shape tape, I was pumped. I was so excited. I like shape tape, don't get me wrong, I do. I've been using it for years. I've probably gone through like 3 full tubes of it by this point, but it always has been a tiny bit drying on my under eyes, which is what a lot of people complain about shape tape. Hence, I'm sure why they came out with the ultra creamy version, right? This I feel like is even more dry on my under eyes than the original version, which is the exact opposite of what it's supposed to do. I have this shade 12 in Fair Neutral, so it's a pretty good shade match for me. I was really close to returning this, I'm not gonna lie. I tried it like 3 or 4 times. It kept looking dry on my under eyes, and I was like, okay, I'm like, return it, you're not gonna use it. But then I got it on sale during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, so I got it for half price. And I know when you return makeup, it just ends up being thrown away, and I always feel so guilty when I return something. And because I got such a good deal on it, because I got it half price, I think it was like $11 or $12. I know that's still $11 or $12 that I spent, but I'd rather me try to get a little bit more use out of it and then maybe declutter it to a friend that might get use out of it as well, rather than return it and just have them chuck it in the trash. So I'm gonna keep trying to force myself to use this until I decided to probably declutter it and give it to a friend. But yeah, I was really bummed by this one. The next one I'm not going to talk about too much because I have mentioned this product multiple times on my channel, but it is the Makeup by Mario, his Master Pigment Pro pencil in the shade The Perfect Brown. I've talked about this before. I just can't seem to get this to like wing out and smudge out on me as much and as beautifully as I've seen it happen on Jessica Braun and Stephanie from Babs Beauty. I've seen both of them use this, and they just make it seem so easy to just line your lids with the liner part and then take the little smudgy brush on the other side and just smudge out a perfect wing. And for some reason that just doesn't happen for me. I don't know why. I'm not gonna return this. I'm gonna try my best to make it work for me, but I love brown eyeliner, and I was really hoping that I would love this as well, and I don't. Number 5, we have a item from ColourPop that released, and I feel like got some like hype and attention behind it, but not too much. But I honestly was just curious about it, and it is their Clear Feather Effect Styling Wax, and then it came with a little spoolie with it. So how you use this is you're supposed to wet it with either water or setting spray or something to make it wet. Then you take the little spoolie and like use it to like feather up your brows. I think it's supposed to be kind of like soap brows. I just don't like this. And the reason why I don't like it is when I use it and push my brows up, it seems to just lift up the foundation that's right above my brows, because I'm taking the spoolie and the wax and like coating them up and pushing them up. And then I don't know if it's a spoolie or the wax, one of the two just completely like removes all the foundation above my eyebrow. And then, you can just kind of see it. Like I feel like I use foundations that match me pretty well, so maybe it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but you still can see that the foundation got removed. I don't know, I don't get that with clear brow gels or really tinted brow gels. It's really mainly this wax. I'm gonna keep giving it a go and I'm gonna keep trying it, but yeah, I was expecting to love this. I was like, yeah, soap brows, I'm gonna try it out. This is great, this is awesome. They're so in right now. I'm gonna have like the feathery brow effect and I'm gonna love it. And I didn't love it. All right, now we have a very expensive eyeshadow palette that I tried to make work. I really did. I have 2 full videos on this palette. You probably know what it is, but I just could not get it to work, and it's like my least favorite Natasha Denona palette that I own, and it is the Zendo palette. This is a pretty new launch from Natasha Denona. She launched this probably a month or so ago, and I did a first impressions video and a 1 week 1 palette on this, and I just struggle. I just really struggle with this palette. This palette has 4 or 5 cream to powder eyeshadow shades in this, and for some reason, that formula I just cannot get along with. It gets really patchy on me. The mattes kind of got patchy as well, and then the shimmers on this are just very lackluster. They are not the shimmer shades, the bam, wham, bam, thank you ma'am shimmers that I'm used to from Natasha Denona. They're just very lackluster and just meh, if that makes any sense. I paid full price for this. Actually, that's not true. I did get like 10 or 15% off. She was having a sale when it like very first launched on her website. So I didn't pay full price for this, but I still paid like $56 for it. And I'm just really bummed. I do know, I think it was under my 1 week 1 palette video. One of my subscribers commented, it was like, you could probably sell that on Poshmark or one of the other ones because it's pretty lightly used. Like someone would probably buy that from you. So I've never sold makeup before. I don't really know the process behind it. I know people do it all the time. It's probably not that hard. I may do that, but I don't know. I was expecting to love this palette, and I just struggled so bad with it. Next, we have a mascara that I don't hate it. I'm gonna use it up, but I just don't love it as much as I thought I was going to. And it is the Lawless, the One and Done mascara. So this is a very, very wet formula. So because of that, it makes my eyelashes clump together. Now, I think that's more my lashes than really this mascara, because any mascara out there with a more wet formula that I've tried, they've all clumped my lashes together. So if you have your eye on this, maybe don't really like go off my recommendation or my review and just still probably try it out for yourself. But I like the idea of this mascara because the wand, if you can see on the end, it has like almost a spherical ball. And the point of that is to be able to really like put your lashes where you want to. So you put the mascara on and then you take the end and you can like almost style your lashes, if that makes sense, and place them where you want to. But I feel like when I do that with this mascara, it just makes them clumpier because it's adding more product to it. It doesn't really make them look super long or super voluminous because it clumps. It kind of holds a curl nicely. I will say this doesn't like smudge or flake on me, and it is very easy to remove. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I was really hoping I would love this mascara, and I just don't. Next, we have the e.l.f. Mint Melt Collection eyeshadow palettes. So I have the chocolate mint here, and then also the mint to be. I don't necessarily regret these because of the price, because they were both $4. Like the Zendo palette, it was like 50 something dollars. That's expensive. I regret like buying it for the price. These not so much. They just really did not work out for me. They got very, very patchy on me. The shimmers were just kind of almost sheer and almost see-through, if that makes sense. I had to really pack them on and really make them look intense. But then because of that, they just kind of like looked too thick on my eyes, and then they flaked off, and the mattes, literally they were gone by the end of the day. I used these two mattes on my outer corner and up into my crease, and I swear they were completely gone by the end of the day. My eyes on the outer part, they were like bald. Like that's such a weird thing to say, but there was literally no eyeshadow left. And I was so bummed. I was so excited for these palettes. I just was expecting to love them. I love like these pastel-y mint kind of shades. I think they're stunning, and they just did not perform well. And I'm not gonna lie, I have not reached for these. I made a video on these, I can link below for you, where I go through applying them, and you can see me in that video struggling to apply them, and then I pop in towards the end of the video and show you how they're like coming off. So I just really wish these would have worked out for me. Okay, so the second to last item is more of like a circumstantial purchase. I probably wouldn't have purchased this if I could see into the future, but obviously I can't, so I did. And it is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. So I picked this up during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I got it for half price, which I was so excited about. I think I only got it for like $11. I had a mini of this that just lasted forever, so I know this full size will last forever as well. However, I ended up getting the whole Charlotte Tilbury like new eyebrow set sent to me through Octoly and PR, and so that has a clear brow gel in it. And then also there's a website called Be Glowing that was having a Memorial Day sale, no, 4th of July sale. I had never heard of that website before, but I saw it on one of the like deals page that I follow on Instagram, and I think they were having like 20 or 30% off, and Kosas is one of the brands that they have on their website. So I picked up a couple things, and one of the things I bought was their like cloud set clear brow gel. So I bought a clear brow gel. I got one sent to me in PR, but it's kind of my fault because I bought the Kosas clear brow gel knowing full well that I had this one. So that was definitely like my fault. But now I have like 3 essentially brand new clear brow gels, and they just last so long that it's gonna take me forever to get through them. I was gonna say I'm not complaining, but I guess I am kind of complaining about it. I know I'll eventually go through them. Like clear brow gel is something that I will always use. I'll use them up, but no, I just have like 3 full ones, and that's just gonna take me a very long time. So I probably would have just saved my $11. And then the last couple of items I thought about not putting in here because I actually did end up returning them, but it was the Jaclyn Cosmetics like liquid lipsticks, her Pout Spoken liquid lipsticks. I did not like these. Again, I ended up returning them, so I feel kind of cheaty like putting them in here. Like I regret buying them, but I returned them, so I got my money back. But I have a whole review on them as well. I can link down below. They just were insanely drying on my lips, and they just cracked off. By the end of the day, they were so cracked off and not peely, but just like you could see the lines in my lips, and they emphasized the lines on my lips like when I was wearing them as well. And they just were not comfortable. They came off very easily when I was eating. A lot of liquid lipsticks do that, but I think the thing about formulating liquid lipsticks, I'm keeping Jaclyn Hill and Kylie Jenner in my mind when I say this. Both of them have lip filler, so their lips are very full and they have no lines on them and probably no imperfections. So when they formulate their drying liquid lipstick formulas and it doesn't emphasize the lines on the lips because they don't have any and all of that, it's just kind of like, do you test these liquid lipsticks on like normal people who don't have lip filler? Because it almost seems like they don't, because I feel like a normal person would tell you, well, no, this was very drying. It really emphasized my lips and it really cracked off by the end of the day. So I don't know. I don't formulate makeup. I have no idea anything about the process. I'm sure they have plenty of controls and tests and all that, but yeah, I don't know. But I ended up returning them. I dislike them so much that I returned them. And that was it, you guys. That was 10 products that I kind of regret purchasing so far in the year of 2021. Most of these I will get use out of. I will use them. I just kind of like didn't need them and probably shouldn't have bought them, if that makes any sense. Let me know down below, what have you picked up so far this year that you kind of regret? I always love hearing from you guys in the comments. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.